Welcome to the Underdogs podcast, brought to you across the world remotely, beaming straight to your phone/computer/television on this lovely Friday night.
This summer.
This winter in the Southern Hemisphere.
What do you mean over to you? That was fantastic.
That was
Thanks.
great.
We're
here.
Over.
Yeah, we're here. We are all... Well, Peter's not sick. I have some kind of flu. Jordan has COVID. Cogger's so sick he didn't rock up to the podcast, so...
Probably with COVID as well, right?
Yeah, we'll get that out of the way. Cogger's not going to be here, so... Ladies, continue listening. I know it's going to be hard to turn yourself away, but we got a lot of good stuff on today's podcast that we're going to get into.
You guys don't have to turn this one off. Cogger is gone, so you're relieved. I'm joking.
Oh, it feels weird being online and then we're just talking to each other and not with a chat. Do you reckon we should ever try doing like an online, like a live podcast?
I definitely think we should.
We did do that once.
Did we?
Yeah. Last time we recorded remotely like this, it was on my stream. I actually got a lot of donations from that. So if you want me to stream the podcast again.
No,
I forgot
I think
that.
I'll do the next one.
Yeah, we can take it in turns. No, I think we should set up like a weekly stream for the Underdogs podcast. Eventually, you guys know we're trying to do weekly. We're trying to get it up. But we're going to do streaming. We might even start like a little fan club Patreon or something. Who knows?
Little fan club.
Little fan club that you have to pay for.
And you can all talk about your favorite underdog in there.
You guys want to know why I'm sick?
Yeah.
I mean, I already know.
Yeah, I know you already know, but the viewers might not.
Why'd you ask me? Well, ask the viewers. Hey, viewers, do you guys want to know why Little's here?
Peter, we already talked about this. Isn't live. We can't get an answer. All right, everyone, when I ask this question, respond out loud. I don't care if you're listening on a bus or you're at your computer. Viewers, do you want to hear why I'm sick?
Yeah.
All right, I won't tell you then. Everyone said no.
Good one, Zack.
Good one, Zack. Good dead end to your own conversation, you moron.
No, everyone was screaming yes. Yes! Yeah. So I went to Fire Festival 2.
Yeah.
Wait, what did you call it?
Fire Festival, that one that they tried to have on Pablo.
Oh, dude, it's a good
Jordan,
name.
we're not explaining the whole thing. Most people know Fire Festival.
Do they? Is that Australian?
Okay, they tried to
It's
hold
not
this
Australian.
festival on Pablo Escobar's island. Basically, it all went to
Most
shit.
people know that.
No, they do.
They do, Jordan. There was a festival that went
Isn't he
completely to
dead?
shit. Anyway.
It's a festival they promised it was going to be super awesome. It turned out to be absolutely garbage and everyone paid a lot of money to go.
Canamocon or something. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, but like a whole resort and type thing, like a whole trip away on an island, way more than a con.
Okay.
Anyway, so I went to a festival this weekend. And
Can you guess if it was good or not, judging by if Zack said it was Fire Festival?
Look, it didn't go to plan. So the festival was called Splendor in the Grass. But
Or like Splendor in the Mud, am I right?
Yeah.
Not much grass to be seen.
Didn't want to say it, but that's pretty much what people are calling it officially. I'll tell you what, on the main stage, they had a big sign above it saying Splendor in the Grass, and by day 3, they changed it to Splendor in the Mud.
Did they actually change it?
Even the organizers were like, we'll fucking cop it.
Dang. So what happened? It was super rainy and stuff, and then it just was terrible.
We were camping there, and so were lots and lots of people, because it's a 3-day festival. So we rocked up on the Thursday. The festival starts on Friday. And when we got there, it was like pouring with rain, which wasn't the worst thing. We got some ponchos, and then it's like, I could deal with a bit of rain, right? I'm not too precious. Got into the tent, and like that was nice and dry. And it was basically like, because it rained so much on the Thursday and the Friday, it like kind of just created, how do I say this, like 2/3 of a foot? 20 centimeters of mud like across the whole festival.
Dude, we don't get like mud like that in Perth.
No.
Do we?
Never.
I swear, like I think it's something to do with our soil or something, but we never get that, and so it looks so messed up. It was cooked.
We don't get weather, really. Like,
we don't get anything, but in a good way.
Our weather's not that intense. I was watching this video on YouTube.
It's a bit hot and windy.
Bit of a side thing. But in Queensland, it's either like droughts or intense floods. Their weather just is like 0 to 100. And this was one of those
tropical monsoons and stuff,
This was one of those flooding seasons. But it's because the entire thing is held in these people's property that's like a paddock. It's like one big farmland.
Wait,
So
someone
that's
just
why it's all
owns
mud.
it's just at someone's house.
Not their house. Yeah, we had 50,000 people all knock
Their
on the door and be
farmhouse.
like, "Where's the gorillas?" Like big land. It's out of the city. But technically, yes, someone's property. But
Jeez
okay, so
Louise.
this year there were new people running the festival, which is why it was because it wasn't just the mud that was shit. It was like all the transport to and from the festival was blocked up. There were people waiting for like 13 hours in their cars to get in. Not us though, because we came a bit earlier, which was good. But there were so many people just like stuck in traffic.
Dude, they cancelled one of the whole days, didn't they? Like the main stage for one of the Untold. Oh, like, was that because of it was like windy or because it was like the mud or what? Do you know why?
I don't actually know why. I think it was the mud. But so basically,
Wait. Okay, yeah, go on.
no, go on, Jordan.
I was just gonna say, is it not more fun though if there's just mud and rain and just like wild? It's just wild, right?
Did you see
Like-
the photos, Jordan?
No, not really.
I don't know if I should have to
Dude,
answer.
it's-
Do I need to
it's
answer
messed
this?
up.
It should be
You
more
literally are
fun
up
if
your ankles in mud and you're just like, you know, people wear their like festival outfits. They're all trying to look nice. They got their nice clothes on. They're all trying
Yeah,
to
but
look
it's just
extra.
a bit silly. Like I prefer.
No, it is-
Like if
it
it's
is a bit silly.
if it's raining, I would much prefer go for a walk.
What?
Like
You would
compared.
rather walk in the rain than in the sun.
Yeah, because it's more exciting. It's like
What?
something to do.
Just such a crack.
Man, that was so exciting. Anyway, let me wash my stinky wet clothes and have to have a shower, and I just
That
feel
was
cold.
fine. Everyone's in it, and there's mud, and it's just crazy. Did you bring
No,
like
Saves money on
gumboots?
showers.
There
it's
were-
optimal.
Obviously, we want to like save the vibes, so we were all trying to be in the mindset that Jordan's talking about. You know, like we were all having fun, still drinking, but except I did
Oh, and you're
bring.
drunk as well. Easy.
I brought one pair of shoes, and it was my white Adidas sneakers. And
That's
they are
terrible.
They are in the bin over in Queensland at the moment. They did
You
not
should have bought some
survive.
gumboots or something, dude.
There were you couldn't. They were selling gumboots for $80, and
So
they sold
smart.
out instantly.
So smart. Damn.
And all the people that were like
entrepreneurs.
not camping were like coming along in their gumboots. So lots of people did wear gumboots.
Yeah, wow.
But right, the worst part was that, like Peter said, one of the days got cancelled, and it was the day where the Gorillas were playing, which were one of the ones that I wanted to see. So that would have been obviously really.
So they just
good.
didn't play.
No, the whole day didn't happen.
Oh,
They
it
had the
didn't happen
festival
later.
grounds open where you could buy like a German sausage from a food truck, but none of the music acts were playing. So
like,
people
yes,
just
what
went
happened
in.
to the gorillas? They went back to the jungle. Sorry.
No, they had to play a show in Melbourne anyway, so they
They
left.
just left.
Yeah, they were like,
Bro.
The
No, but-
gorillas aren't even real people. They're a virtual band.
they should have just cranked Gorilla songs. But I think like all the speakers were broken. It was. I think that was the problem. Because I don't
From
know,
the
they
rain.
cancelled every act on the main stages, and then but there was a side stage. It was just the deepest pool of water and mud at the entire festival.
You've got to be swimming like, like...
I'm pretty sure I
What's
got
it called?
this sickness from just standing in that crowd for like 10 minutes, and then I was like,
There's like a
fuck
waterborne
this.
disease, like cholera going through the crowd and shit in these puddles.
Jesus Christ.
And it was the teepee village, which apparently they have these teepees that people just use to sell drugs in.
Oh,
So
sounds like a lovely festival.
yeah,
Isn't
I
that
took a
every
lot of drugs
festival?
myself actually.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah,
on.
because music is kind of like a drug.
Exactly. Oh, you saw
Hey,
the podcast, Zack.
I listen to the podcast even when I'm away.
How did
bit
you
of a
find it listening to
throwback.
last week's podcast where you weren't in it? Was it weird?
It was a bit weird. Still heard myself pop up occasionally though with the soundboard.
True.
Yeah,
I wish we had a Cogger soundboard right now.
What
do you
would
reckon he would
Cogger
say?
in this situation?
Try
Like,
the
what-
slurry.
What do you say? I guess you didn't come up with classic sayings either.
Nah, he would just be sad that I missed the day of acts on the Friday. Cogger loves his music.
He does love a bit of music. Apparently, yeah. What's this about you not liking music? Do you not like music?
I got fucking thrown under the bus. I'm
No,
not.
no, it's true. You never listen to music just for the sake of it.
Yeah, I like music, but I don't listen to it like around the house and that as much as you guys do.
Oh,
Not
wow.
even as much. You ever. You never, like, if you're cooking, you won't put music on.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Okay.
It's probably not insane.
I heard enough about it when I couldn't retort. Let's not get back into.
All right, you're here to defend yourself, Zack.
I was listening to that while coming home from a music festival, and everyone's like, Zack doesn't like music. To be fair, Maddie kind of forced me to go, and I got some serious points for. Now I can be. I told you so. We spent a lot of money on the flights over, and then it's just kind of sad, but still had a great time in the end.
Yeah, better story to be honest.
And the acts on day 2 and 3 were really good. Favorites.
What was your favorite?
Glass Animals were really good. Jungle Giants were really good.
That's pretty
Tyler
cool.
the Creator. I don't know that much of his songs actually, but he was a really good performer.
Tyler the Creator was here last night actually, and it was pretty funny because like someone messaged me. They would be like, "Dude, what's on at the arena tonight in City? The city's full of little teen edgelords." And I was like, "Oh, let me Google it. Yep, that checks out. That checks out. All ages event."
Tyler the Creator. Interesting. Jungle Giants is the one concert that I've been to ever. Like listening to live music.
Yeah, and how were they?
It wasn't I don't know. It wasn't my thing, to be honest.
Oh no!
I thought they were great.
The music was all right. It was like in a little crowd kind of thing. And then there was there's people, and it's just like, there's too many people. And this guy had a beer bottle, and it was just like, hit me on the head as he was dancing. And I was like, come on, man.
God, if you thought that was too many people, this was the biggest festival I'd been to. Apparently there were 50,000 tickets sold, but I think only like 35,000 people went, which is a bit crazy.
Oh, because it was so bad weather?
Or maybe went on each day at once, like people might have just gone for one day. But the main amphitheater was so packed, and for Jungle Giants, we went in like right in the middle of the crowd, and that was just so many people. I hadn't really experienced that too much before. Girl in front of me was pissed in a cup and then put it on the ground.
I guess there's a lot of that, right? Where you gotta...
It would probably take 20 minutes to escape the middle of the mosh pit.
Exactly.
And she had this like Red Bull cup. And I swear to God, she was like talking to her friend and she was like, I might just piss here. And then I like looked away for 10 seconds and then she was like, I've done it. Because she was talking to one of my mates who also did the same thing.
That is a bit foul, but I guess you kind of have to do that. You would surely get lost 50,000 people when you're trying to walk your way back.
Look, my shoes were already covered in like mud and worms and bacteria. What's a bit of piss? It's actually going to sterilize, if anything.
Exactly. It's like when you secretly piss in the pool.
Yeah, I was asking people to piss on my toes. Anyway.
Let that one sit. Let that one sit for a little bit. And we'll just let that hang.
Don't take that one out of context.
Wonder you got sick.
Or in context.
Zach gets home. How did I get sick? I was only asking people to piss on me.
Please.
I did meet a couple of fans over there as well at the music festival.
Oh, really?
Gamers do go out to fans. Yeah, it was really funny. These two guys, one of them nearly fell in the mud because he he spun around real quick and he was like, "Is that Little Z?" And then I saw him like, whoa, 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 like a cartoon character. And I really wish he fell. Then I would have been like, "Yeah, you want a photo?" And took a selfie with him in the mud and just
as
walked
he's
off.
fallen over. Yeah. That's so good. Did like people like completely stack it in the mud? Because I love those videos. I don't know if you've ever seen them.
Oh, I know the ones you're talking about.
Yeah. And people are recording. There happens to be one spot that's really slippery, and they just
have like
sit
a good
there.
vantage point on it, and they just like film this one spot, and it's like a compilation of everyone just falling on the same spot at a music festival.
Those are so good. Those are great videos. Just people completely stacking it.
I love when they've got like a whole crowd gets around it, and every time someone falls, everyone cheers, and the person looks so embarrassed. Like it's like, oh, I feel like it's always English. It's always English people in those videos because they have the muddiest, shittiest, rainiest weather. So it would make sense.
I actually had the opposite. So there was one really slippery area, like on these wooden decks where the mud.
Wait! Stop! Can we guess what is the opposite? Like people just walk in a really dry patch and everyone watches. Like,
no, not opposite of that part.
Okay. Are people actually warning each other? They're being good people.
No, it was like a really muddy, slippery part. And then I came so close to falling. I literally, you know when we did the rollerblading video?
Yeah.
Viewers might not have seen it yet, but I did a massive stack and I like slipped up really high into the air and like You know, like a cartoon
Huge
character
stack.
Did
would,
the
like
cartoon, like feet in the air,
Whoa, whoa,
full,
whoa,
like
whoa.
air
like
time.
stepping on a banana peel, like whoop. I
Yeah.
basically did that and then had like another 4 slippery steps and my arms were waving, but I managed to like just barely keep my balance and Maddie was pissing herself. And then this group of people like over to the side started cheering for me not falling over.
Nice, dude.
Like this random crowd was like, woo! So they were cheering
That's
because I
so
saved
funny.
it.
All right, Zach, I have a question for you about music festivals.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on the people there? Like, you know, the people who was like super like off their chops and stuff, like the general vibe. Do you like it or do you not really like it?
I don't know. I don't like that specific vibe. What I like is listening to the music and then going in the mosh for like a few songs is good, but I definitely don't stay in like the thick of it for the whole time. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I do just like enjoy listening to the live music for the bands that I'm not like super familiar with. But then it's just like different experiences. But I couldn't handle being like that the entire day. People
Have
are
you
like
been to
cracked
one,
up
Peter?
and
Not recently, like not very recently. One when I was like younger, but it's because of like COVID. I haven't been to a lot of them recently.
Yeah.
But I am
right.
going to a few later this year, and I don't know if that's really my vibe. You know, like hell, like getting sloppy and you know bashing shoulders with people. I feel like I don't know. We'll see.
yeah,
We'll
me
see.
too. I think you're gonna like it because obviously I'm the same as you. Not 100% sure if it was my vibe. Haven't been to one in ages. But Maddie really wanted to go because it was actually her first music festival. Sorry. 'Cause
I've
it was
never been.
bad. You should come to one this year, Jordan.
You haven't sold it very well, I'm not going to lie.
Well, obviously in Perth we're not going to have mudslides.
Yeah, true. See, it sounds at least a bit fun to get a bit loosey-goosey because Holly and I had the exact opposite of that happen, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. Holly wanted to organize some kind of fun date and then she found on her phone, it was like, I don't know how to explain, but it was like a candlelight choir or something for ABBA. And it's like, they play it live.
Wait.
Yeah, this is a great
Slow
date.
this
This is gonna
down.
be hype.
Candlelight choir for ABBA.
It was called something
So
like
they're all
that.
like singing.
Yeah, or like okay, and then they have the instruments and stuff. That's what I'm picturing, yeah. I didn't
I'm
want to
they
ask.
have-
picturing a
so they do have
bunch of
instruments.
oldies.
Yeah,
Is it-
yeah.
is a bunch of
sorry.
oldies? Oh,
yeah.
no.
I
What's
thought
it
it
called?
was
It's
an
not a choir.
acapella, like Pitch
No.
Perfect.
What's the other thing where it's a choir but they have instruments instead?
It's probably just
An
a
orchestra?
choir still.
Orchestra, that's what it is.
Oh, so there were no
choir.
singers.
Yeah, so you know what that meant. I didn't know that. So, anyways, we go there, right? And I deliberately didn't ask many questions because I was like, okay, this might be a bit exciting. We went out for dinner and then we headed to the orchestra. In my head, I'm picturing like, I don't know, a fair amount of people and then they got someone singing and the live music and it's just like pretty hype. We walk in there, I think there's about 60 like fold out chairs on the floor and the place is surrounded in like religious pictures like architecture and just I'm very confused and I looked at the stage and there's like 4 seats and like you know those little things where you read music.
Oh, so it was a
Yeah,
quartet.
a music stand.
A quartet it must have been.
I love Jordan's
Jordan.
lack of knowledge of these words.
Choir
He's like,
to
so there was a
orchestra.
choir, but it was actually a quartet, and they had musicy poles with paper writing on
Look,
them.
I'm just setting it up from my expectations to what it actually
Yeah.
was, right?
You thought it was going
And
to be
this
50,
might be on you.
50
This might be on
singers,
you.
80 instrumentalists, and
I thought
Wembley
it was gonna get a
Stadium
bit
of
crazy.
middle-aged mums going crazy that have just come out.
Mosh pit. Jordan
That's what I was
in his
expecting
church,
a bit,
he was
right?
A pinger on the way in.
You expected that from ABBA?
Yeah, well, ABBA gets hype. Anyways, they come out, yeah, the 4 people, and yeah, everyone's silent. They start playing some ABBA. No words or anything, by the way. They just like do it on their violins, and everyone just sits there. I think it was like
No mosh?
Nothing. Holly and I looked. I think Holly also didn't realize the vibes, and we just looked at each other because we know we were there for the next like hour and a half or whatever it was. We paid $60 each for this, by the way.
Oh my
Dude,
god.
I paid $60 to go to Oliver Tree.
And
you're wrong.
Holly and I just kind of look at each other like, oh boy. And then we sit there silently for the next hour and a half as they fiddle their little fiddles and like do all the ABBA stuff. What was that? It was so bad.
Did you like bring the average age of the room down by about 10 years? Just
Yeah,
literally in
a
there?
little bit. There was the ratio of turtlenecks was extremely high. I'll say that much.
Oh my god.
It was so awkward. I don't like clubbing, but I never wanted to be at a club more. Like what kind of setup is that where they play music but you can't sing and you can't dance?
No, you know, I reckon it's all about location. If those 4 people came out and played ABBA in the club, people might get around it.
Exactly. The whole setup was just a weird vibe that did not suit listening
That's
to
so
ABBA.
funny. I love it's just like, let's organize a nice date. It's just the expectations are so not there.
So wrong, dude.
Oh, that's great.
I had a similar experience with Maddie being like, oh, surprise, nice date, which is obviously like a really nice thing to do. And I don't know if you've seen this store. There's a store in Perth called, it's Convenience. Have you guys heard of that?
I don't think so.
So it's basically a club, a bar/club that thrives off people going there and posting it on their TikTok or Instagram. Because you go into this mini convenience store and one of the
I know the
fridges
one,
that
yeah.
has a bunch of like Coke and drinks in it, the fridges is actually a hidden door. And you go through the hidden door and then you're in the bar. But the bar fucking sucks. So they've successfully lured me and Maddie there. A lot of other people, because people go through the bar, they're like, wow, hidden bar in Perth. And it's on like Discover
I
Perth.
found a hidden bar in Perth. Look at this door. Like the TikTok voice.
Yeah, the
like,
TikTok
oh my
voice.
god.
Don't you reckon that's how you start a business these days, though? You don't actually
yeah.
need a good business. You need someone to post it
%1,000,000%.
on their Instagram.
This happened. Holly's family went to. It was like it's like a grapevine place where usually
Winery.
A
a winery, vineyard. Anyway, usually they're not making money when it's not grape season or whatever it is.
Yep.
But this place had set up like just made it really beautiful with like all the leaves and shit falling and they're orange or something, and then they put like a giant. They just set up really nice picture things, like a giant swing in the middle of the vineyard and stuff.
Do you
Oh, right. They just made like a whole Insta studio, basically.
And
for people to
apparently it
come.
was crazy. $10 for every person to get in, and the line is giant of just people like wanting to go there to take a picture. And then you get free advertising because everyone's posting it on Insta.
Dude, I
hate people.
I think I went there.
Did you?
Oh, is that where you took your
I think
photo
that's
shoot,
where
Zack?
me and Maddie, I took some photos of Maddie and like we got some photos together in this place because I wanted to practice photography and Maddie
Was it a
does
vineyard?
modeling. No, actually, I think mine was an orchard, but it was the exact same thing. They had a piano in the middle of like the orchard rows.
Yeah.
So it's autumn, so it's like this piano in this nice autumn space. And yeah, everyone just wants a
Genius.
photo there. Biggest crock of shit. We spent half an hour in the line for this piano because obviously the piano is the main attraction. It's this old piano, middle of an orchard, looks beautiful. Stand in line for about half an hour. Everyone lines up to take their photos. Then they leave. And I was like, Maddie, you got to get this video of me. I'm going to like play this certain song on the piano. It's going to be great. I had Maddie with I think I even had the fucking gimbal, the like camera stabilizer.
The piano doesn't work or something, right?
Yeah. There were like 2 keys on the piano not that it didn't work, it was glued down so you couldn't play anything. I was about to
What's just
swoon
killing
the
the fun?
entire orchard with my beautiful songs. But then, trust me, the toddler that went up before me that's like ding, 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 ding on the one key, I was like, oh, look at that fucking idiot. Only know, like, just mashing one key. And then I go up and then I was like, oh, shit. Oh, Maddie, film me anyway. Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, they're fools. How free is that of a viral video if someone is there and they're like nuts on the piano, right? And they're
Yeah.
like, "Du-du-du-du-dun," and then everyone's going crazy. And it's like, wow, where was that?
Dude, am I a boomer
Idiots.
for just hating this whole concept of this like charging people to go take their photos for their Insta? Does
I
that
mean,
make me
it's
old?
a business.
Ours was
I
free.
fucking hate it. It's so garbage. Like, it's like just make something really bad and then like just make it somewhat appealing to make people make their fake friends think they're jealous when they're really not because it was a bad experience in the first place. Like, you know these this is full on ranto mode. You know these fucking dessert places?
Yeah.
They just make the most over-the-top looking stupid shit. Like, they've got like 3 donuts stacked on top of a milkshake. They got syrup spilling over the edges. You can't touch it without getting your hands all sticky and shit.
How do you eat one of them?
You can't taste it. How do you eat it? You have to share it between you and your large family to finish it. And you're like, better buy one and put on the Insta so everyone likes me. It's like, fuck off, man. Like, oh my God. Am I a boomer for this opinion?
It clearly works. I just don't like it, so I just don't go. But yeah.
Oh God, I feel like I would have been held at gunpoint to do this fucking piano thing.
No, the piano thing was nice.
I think it's good for you, Zach, because you actually want to do photography. Like, it's not like...
Yeah, see,
It's not just like a story or something.
Oh, yeah. I think Maddie wanted to go there because she knew the location. And then I was like, that sounds fun. And then because I was like practicing my photography by doing that. But then, yeah, I see exactly what you mean.
It is
Just like, I don't know, it's so
It's
bad.
so smart having a concept, though, of like... It's doing the advertising for you.
Yeah.
That's just so smart.
Eventually, every single shop has got to have a gimmick, I reckon. Every cafe that opens has at least one item on the menu that is so Instagrammable, or a secret entrance, or some ridiculous theme. Like there's
like a wall art or something, or like, I don't know.
Yeah.
If you're a business owner, get on that right now.
We're business owners. What's the Underdogs gimmick?
Oh, no.
Yeah,
That's
shit,
why
how
we're
do
not
we
doing
get
well,
people in?
fellas.
We need to design our
great.
podcast room in a way that people post. Look what these idiots have in their podcast room.
What if Zach? You just need to have a giant Donkey Kong out the front of your house that people have to pay $2 to take a picture
Like a
with,
real
or something.
gorilla, or maybe that's where they went when they didn't play on the
do.
Friday. I'll capture the gorillas.
You need something like that. You need some sort of troll.
Speaking of gorillas, here comes the segue of the century. King Kong for Multiversus?
Oh, shit!
Is that real?
Godzilla.
It's not real, but it should be.
Since they added Iron Giant, if they add Godzilla and Kong, there's gonna be no normal characters.
The
added-
screen size left.
Power
They
creep
added
is the
LeBron
size
James
creep.
to Multiversus today, right?
Yeah.
They
so
added
it's
LeBron James.
somewhat
So-
topical. I played two games with him just before the pod. He was awful and garbage. And
Did you guys
that's
see the clip though of before LeBron came out of Hungry Box? Like,
Reacting to it?
no, it's like Hungry Box, and he's like pausing the frame data on actual LeBron dunking, and it's like he's working out the frame data for like LeBron before he came out. That was such a
That's
good
funny.
clip. But yeah, they're getting a bit wild with that game. For those who don't know, if they somehow don't know about Multiversus, it's like a free-to-play Warner Bros. Fighting game, and they're just adding Warner Bros. Characters. Today was LeBron James because he's in Space Jam.
Next
yeah,
is
next
Rick and
up,
Morty.
Rick and Morty. They're two separate characters, by the way. They're not like a dual character. They're two separate characters.
I was wondering about that.
Wow.
Okay, because they looked like the way they were advertising them, they were going to be a dual character, which I would not have liked.
Rick is a projectile character and Morty is a bruiser, whatever that means.
Yeah.
User.
But
I haven't
yeah,
played
we
too
were
much of
thinking-
it, but how have you guys been enjoying it?
I've been
Me and Zach played a little bit last night.
having a lot of fun with it. I think just the pool of characters they can draw from is so vast.
Pretty sick.
It's kind of
Yeah.
insane, just the fact that they can drop LeBron and Rick and Morty. Like, they're
pretty funny.
huge, and then they could keep doing that with so many more characters, like Godzilla.
I think it goes to show there doesn't really need to be an overarching theme, but people are just like funny characters, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Like, I didn't know that these characters are all related through Warner Bros. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I don't pay attention to what studio makes what
No, same.
movie or TV show. And it's just like, oh, yep, Arya Stark. Oh, yep, like Batman. Like,
Chuck
who
him in.
cares,
So, you know what's crazy? Arya isn't even Warner Bros.
What?
It's HBO.
How'd they do that then?
Is that
Is-
not like a thing of Warner Bros?
I don't
Warner
think
Bros doesn't
I
have
don't
its
think Warner
distribution
Bros.
system?
So Warner Bros has a television thing, and I don't even think Arya Stark's in on that. I think
How'd they get
just
that?
I think they just bought the rights because it's Warner Bros. They can probably buy whatever the fuck they want.
That's so strange.
Is it just going to be
I'm gonna
eventually
look it up
Warner
right
Bros.
now.
and Disney both own like 50% of the world?
Yeah, I think
Don't
so.
forget about Apple. Apple's gonna have a big part of the world.
Oh, true. They're the three superpowers. Forget about America and China. It's Warner Bros. And Disney and Apple.
It's true.
Yeah,
Hey, Jordan,
they don't
do you
own
know
Game of
about how
Thrones.
you know how Apple has such a huge market share on phones in America compared to us?
Compared to us, what?
Yeah, like we on Android and like Apple and stuff. It's like I would say it's probably like 50-50 for people here in Australia,
Yeah.
right? Like
Probably
it's
a little
pretty
bit more
even.
Apple, or actually no, 50-50. In America,
But-
is it super Apple?
Yeah, dude, it's like 80-90% like iPhones, I think,
Yeah.
compared to
Oh,
other stuff. It's
wow.
insane.
And once
like,
you
that's
get
why, you know
it-
those memes.
And all your friends.
Those memes of people being like, "Oh, he used Android."
Yeah,
red
I've seen
flag."
that.
That's why it's not a thing here because it's so fucking stupid. But apparently, that's a bit of a meme there because it's so dominant.
And like green bubbles. bleh.
I used to have a Huawei before they got banned. Whatever
You
it was.
would, Mr. Chicken Treat. Bloody
Mr. Chicken
saving
Treat.
money on the Huawei.
Yeah, dude, phones
Well,
are so
nothing wrong with a
expensive for
Huawei.
no reason.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to multiverses. We were thinking today we would share our multiverses character ideas with you guys, the audience.
Yes.
Does anyone want to go first?
I
With
can
your
go
kind of-
first,
No, wait.
considering...
Yeah, go for
Let
it.
me,
Okay,
let me go first because I kind of half-baked two instead of
Do you have
fully
like a
committing
novel
to
you're
one.
flipping? I
So
hear
I-
like pages flicking or something.
Zach's looking in his journal.
No?
Okay.
So my first character was, and then I'll do the other one last, if that's all right. Mm-hmm. My first character, so I was like, what does Warner Bros. Own? So I just Googled it. And then, I don't know if they own Lord of the Rings, but they definitely own The Hobbit. So,
Ooh.
I was thinking Gandalf would be a sick
I
addition.
don't actually like Lord of the Rings. Who's Gandalf? Is he the wizard?
Oh, who's Gandalf?
Oh, get fucked.
Get out of
Be
here,
silent for the next 2 minutes.
Okay.
I was actually thinking of saying Gandalf, and then I was afraid someone else would say it, so I changed
Oh,
my idea.
really?
So I'm glad I did that. Yeah, he was also on my list.
Well, because I was also going through the other Lord of the Rings characters.
Who is Gandalf? Just quickly, is he the?
He's the
but-
white
he's the wizard.
He's the
White
one that
wizard.
looks like Dumbledore, but he was the OG one. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so
Wizard.
Well, I was thinking other Lord of the Rings characters. Who could you do? You could do Sam. He's got a command
Oh,
grab
classic.
where he carries you.
Sorry.
Thoughts? And then like
Yep, I like it. I
Frodo
like
could
it.
go invisible.
I'm thinking Smeagol. Maybe get a golem going. He'd be like a
Yeah.
very slinky malinky kind of type of.
I don't
dude.
know his attacks though. I mean, he bites your finger off,
Smacks you with a
Oh.
fish.
jumps on your back. Yeah. But I ended up going with Gandalf. So I thought of a couple moves he could have. First of all, there's obviously the "You shall not pass," and he makes a big barrier that you can't run through. Not
All
sure.
right,
can't
so he's
pass
just
it.
free edge guards.
Makes
Yeah,
free
not
edge
sure
guards.
if that's balanced, but if you do that at the ledge, they just die.
That's good.
Apparently in The Hobbit, I don't remember this from the movies, he apparently shoots lightning bolts from the sky.
That's pretty dope.
So I thought he could do that.
Easy.
Sounds pretty cool. He's got his like fireworks and stuff that he makes for Frodo.
Do you reckon for like side B, who could ride the what's the name of the really epic horse? It's like the
You
white
put
horse
me on
that's
the-
super epic.
Jordan,
Dude,
I think
feel
you know
so
the name
out
of
of
the
place.
You know the
Yeah,
name of the really epic horse.
Yeah. What's it? Donkey, stallion, man.
Donkey
You know when
Stallion
donkey
Man.
turns
Yeah.
It's
into horse?
transformed donkey from Shrek
Yeah,
2.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
correct.
exactly.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
could ride that into battle. And then if he needs to recover, he goes, "Fly, you fools!" And then his eagles carry him back to stage.
Oh, nice. The horse is named Shadowfax, by the way, just in case you guys were wondering.
Peter dropping those
Wait,
shadow facts.
Shadowfax. Isn't it a white
Yep.
horse, you said?
Yeah. It's very epic, by the way. It's like the king of all horses. It's got some backstory.
I didn't
Like
know that.
Adam.
God, Lord of the Rings does have a lot of backstory, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to get into.
There's a lot of shit that you don't get from the movies.
Is it a bit... Oh, right. See, Holly and I went to start watching Lord of the Rings because I was like, oh, yeah, we should try and watch some good movies. So I just looked up good movies, but I don't know.
That's the
it was a
most
bit
Jordan
slow.
thing I've ever heard. Google search good movies.
Hey, we watched, what was it? Interstellar the other day. That's pretty
Oh,
good.
yeah?
You like it?
It was pretty good. It was all right.
Because Interstellar's owned by Warner Bros. So if you want to put Tars the robot in Multiversus, they could do it. And he's got his flipping robot legs like, meow.
That movie's got some good scenes. Anyway.
I was thinking of doing
saying?
Interstellar as
Donkey.
a character, but I didn't think there was anyone really iconic. Technically, do they own Matthew McConaughey?
They must do,
They
right?
own him.
If they own
was
LeBron
thinking-
James from Space Jam, surely they can put in Matthew McConaughey. And his jab combo is
think-
like, all right.
And what, like, for his, like, downbeat, he starts crying in that scene in Interstellar, and he's just, like, his, like, tears are a projectile. Anyway.
And then in
should
one
I
of
move
them
on
he
to my
gets
one? Actually, no, let's get
AIDS.
Jordan next. Jordan wanted to
Okay.
go next with his character.
Okay, yeah, mine's a bit sus, obviously.
Oh, bum. Are we putting Among Us in?
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
guys.
This
No,
is
sorry.
multiverse
I just
sus.
meant the moves. But apparently Warner Bros owns Willy Wonka. Did you know that?
Oh, I
And
didn't.
The,
I love
and the
how
Chocolate Factory.
all of these are going to start with, apparently Warner Bros. Owns this.
You know the Queen, Warner Bros. They've got her wrapped up right now.
They own
Yeah.
LeBron.
Apparently, as I was Googling information for this, there's a new Willy Wonka movie coming out next year.
Oh,
so
why?
get
They just
excited for that one.
recook this every year, don't
I
they? They
bet
remake it.
money there will be female Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka.
Ooh.
They're doing the thing where they
Or-
replace all the old movies with female
No,
casts.
but it could be like Johnny Depp's Redemption, though. They could,
Surely they're not getting him again.
they might. Anyways, so I thought Willy Wonka, right? He is, Olimar in Smash Bros, the Pikmin.
Yep.
Yep.
Oompa Loompas are kind of
Okay.
like his
Yep.
little minions who run around, and I don't exactly know what they would do. Like, you'd send them out and then they would, I don't know, kick people's like shins and call them fat or whatever Oompa Loompas do.
They just sing
And
and make chocolate.
Yeah, they sing, hurt your ears.
they do sing. Yeah, I thought every time someone dies, they should just start singing, because that's what happens in the movie. Have you
So
seen the movie?
It's like the character's super OP, but he gets a kill, and then his Oompa Loompas can't be used for 30 seconds while they sing a song.
Singing.
And they have
I was-
customized voice lines for each character.
Yeah.
Dude, I was looking up scenes from the movie, and it's like a horror movie, but then they chuck in the Oompa Loompas, and it's not as scary. Like, as like this girl is dying because she's getting like sucked down this brutal, like, I don't know, this factory hole. The Oompa Loompas are just singing, so it's now funny or something
Dude, it's
like
so
that.
good.
Which one?
It's so
Which
good.
one were you watching, Jordan?
Oh, a bit of both. I was trying to find a bit of both. But in the new one, it's like there's a scene where the little girl is on the floor. About 100 squirrels have her on the ground and are carrying her and chuck her in a pit. And then her dad goes to go save her, but then also gets sucked down into the factory pit and dies.
And it's going into the trash compactor that gets incinerated, right?
Yeah, and they get incinerated and they die. And
They actually die. Sure. They
Yes,
don't
No,
appear
they
at the
don't
end.
show them dying, but it's
They don't show them
very
die.
heavily implied.
Because at the end of the movie, they all walk out of the thing, and they're all just like all messed up because the Oompa Loompas have like cured them. Do you remember that part?
oh no, is that real?
They,
Nah,
like,
but-
the person who got really fat got like all stretchy because she got all squished down.
Is that in the new one or the old one?
That's
I
in
think
the,
it was the new one, but I can't remember.
yeah, that's the new one. In the old one, they don't address it, but they clearly just wanted to be like, oh, maybe we shouldn't kill these kids. So they just
Yeah,
added a
but
saving
anyway,
scene.
As they die, the Oompa Loompas are always singing some cheeky little tunes. So I think they
Yeah.
should do that. He could have a move where he eats, I don't know if you guys remember, the chewing gum, and
Yeah.
then it makes you really big and blue, and he like rolls over people.
Oh yeah, the blueberry one. Yep.
That could be a cheeky little
Veruca
move.
Salt has it, doesn't she?
No, she's
Oh, I
the
can't
annoying
remember
one
their
that gets
names.
carried away by squirrels.
Oh,
It's
right.
Violet Beauregard.
That's the one. That's
How
the
do you
one.
remember
I
that?
don't know.
God damn.
And then
Dude,
all-
Augustus Gloop.
Yeah, and Mike
He goes
TV,
hard.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause he likes the
yeah.
TV.
You guys are out of control. What
Dude,
the
these
hell?
movies imprinted on my brain.
Jesus
Warner
Christ.
Bros.
Oh,
has
okay.
me by the scrote.
Do you guys remember this scene though, which I didn't know about, but I saw it? Do you remember the cow scene? I'll just leave it at that.
I don't think so.
No.
There is a scene that lasts for about 5 seconds as they are going on like the boat on the chocolate river,
Yep.
and they're like, "Hey, what's that?" And there's a cow. Apparently, this scene was taken out in a few like countries. There's a cow that's hooked up and all the Oompa Loompas are whipping it with whips. It's brutal. What? And they're like, what is going on? And he's like, whipped cream. It's fucked up, dude.
Rack torture. I mean, whipped cream.
Yeah, literally there's just a cow that's getting whipped by a bunch of Oompa Loompas. So I think he should have a whip.
Okay.
Would be, I got from that. And a machete, which apparently he had as well when he went to the Oompa Loompa
What
land.
if he
I've got an idea for
recovers
ya.
with fizzy lifting drink?
That's a good one.
Smart.
I've got
I
an
didn't
idea
have
for
that.
you. You know how at the start he looks like he's all old and decrepit, and then he does like a forwards roll?
Nah.
He's
I can't remember.
He limps out of the factory and nobody's seen him in 20 years and they all think he's going to be all old and decrepit.
Like Yoda.
And then he actually does like a roly-poly and gets up being like, I'm actually good. That could be his like, dash animation or his air dodge. He could do a little roly-poly like that.
That is good, actually. That is good. And then I thought, the only other move I thought of is like, as he's running around, he just throws chocolate bars at the other characters and then they slowly get fatter and slower. And then you can combo them.
That's good. That's good.
Pretty smart.
They increase
Pretty
the size.
And if you win, on the end screen, the victory screen, he goes, "You lose. You get nothing."
Yeah. I remember
They do
that
actually,
scene.
in Multiversus, they lean into the memes, so they
Yeah.
actually probably would do that,
True,
You
they
see
made-
LeBron James has his pose where he's like, his arms out to the side, like it's that really iconic photo, and it's one of his taunts.
Oh, really?
it's
Even
so good.
Shaggy in general started off as a meme, right? The
Yeah.
Ultra
Yeah.
Instinct Shaggy.
Absolutely.
That's kind of crazy. Anyway, that's what I had for Willy Wonka, but I just had a
like
good
it.
time, honestly, looking at scenes this morning and figuring out about the cow whipping scene. It's so fun.
What about you, Peter?
I was thinking, because they, apparently, this is how it starts story one, apparently Warner Bros. Owns Harry Potter. There's no Harry Potter in there yet, so I'm thinking we add Hagrid.
Nice.
Nice.
Hagrid is a
Big boy.
good character. Okay, so he's a big character. He's a heavy. He has his pink umbrella, which would be like some magic spells. He does do some magic spells, but it's not kind of like boring waving a wand around. You got that big visual impact of a big pink umbrella.
Nice.
And I'm thinking he's got some kind of meter, because you can't add a character to a game these days without them having a gimmick, right? It's like a cafe, right?
That's
you gotta have a
true.
gimmick.
It's like
He's got a
cafe.
meter. When it fills up, he gets a random like magical beast companion out of his list of things. So you can get like
Ooh.
Fluffy, the three-headed dog. You can get Norbert the dragon. He's got a whole shitload of
Or like
them.
the
And then, like,
spiders in the forest.
yeah. You get Aragog. You can get anything and out of the story. And then he fills his meter. He gets a companion, and you can kill it, and then you reset.
Genius.
That sounds
That
good.
is good.
Do you have any nice quotes or that Hagrid would have?
Oh, he also, by the way, for his upbeat, he has a flying motorbike in
Oh,
the.
of course.
Oh, yeah, I
Of
forgot
course.
about that.
Flying motorbike, pretty dope. He's got lots of good quotes. Like, I don't like spoilers. Wait, that's wrong.
Yeah, that is definitely wrong. The other quote I
He
don't
does
think
like
of
spiders.
that Hagrid says is when
No,
he's
he
like,
does, he does.
I shouldn't have told you that. I should not have told you
Should
that.
not have told you that.
Yeah.
When did he say
His
that again?
voice is good.
What does he
All
say
the time,
before it?
multiple times.
Oh, you're
Oh.
a wizard, Harry. That's a good one.
Oh,
That's a
you're
classic.
fucking ugly. I shouldn't have said that.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I've said this before, but I fell asleep in every Harry Potter movie, so I have terrible
Every
memory of
single
what
one?
happens. Yeah, literally
He's
every
tried them
single
all.
one. We tried to watch all of them back to back. Well, not back to back, but we watched all of them because we wanted to watch them all.
Mm-hmm.
But I eventually, in every movie, would fall asleep about halfway
Yeah,
through.
it's because you didn't see the end of number one, so you're not invested for number two. And then you're like, this is fucking boring.
What's going on here? Anyways.
I got no idea. I also thought of Harry Potter, but I was tossing up, like, if I should do a Harry Potter character. I was going to go with Dobby. And then he can, like,
Oh,
slam his head
Dobby's
in
a
an oven,
classic.
but it, like, also slams them. And, like, he deals self-damage like Pichu. Because Dobby's always beating himself up, and he's like, oh, bad Dobby.
Dude, he could have a meter as well, where he like gets a sock at the end of his meter, and then he gets to like do whatever he wants, and he's like super sick mode while he has a sock.
Yeah, maybe he just fucking sucks and deals damage to himself, but then he gets the sock and he goes socko
Wait,
mode.
what's the sock about? What's the sock?
You free a house elf by giving them a piece of clothing, and then they're like enslaved basically until you do that, and then he just like teleports away and gets to use his magic for whatever he wants when he's free.
Don't bother
Wait,
telling
so
Jordan
they're
this
all
was...
enslaved.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked.
Wait,
But
does
they
Harry
want to
never
be,
release
but
them?
Yeah, Harry frees him.
Dobby gets free.
It takes a while though, must do.
There was a whole house elf thing in one of the books. I think it was the 4th or 5th book that got cut out of the movie. So there was like way more house elf lore in the book, and it kind of all got cut.
Oh, that's like when I was looking up for the Willy Wonka thing. It's like all the Oompa Loompas in the original book were just like Africans.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
African
Change
pygmies.
that.
And I was like, Jesus Christ. And then they're like, haha, now they have green hair. Because it's like...
They have orange
And
skin.
really bad spray tans.
Because they all work at his factory because he goes looking for a new taste in, like a new flavor, and then he finds this island with all the Oompa Loompas,
That's right.
and they love cocoa beans, but they don't have any. So he's like, oh, if you just come work in my factory, I'll give you as many cocoa beans as you want. And then they just all work for him forever.
Wow, working
So-
for cocoa beans.
They're probably South American because that's where pygmies come from, but
Yeah.
same difference. Same doesn't make real difference, but it's still
I love
pretty
how
fun.
Jordan didn't know
Yeah.
about the house elf thing because he probably fell asleep at the end of
I
Harry
fell
Potter
asleep
2.
during it.
If it happens at the
Yeah.
end of the movie, don't bring it up with Jordan.
Exactly.
Jordan's
I
like,
still
dude,
don't know
these
how...
movies suck.
All right.
They always end on a cliffhanger. They just never resolve anything. Fuck Harry Potter.
I watched every movie and I still don't know what happens in the series. I don't know, dude.
All right, I did
Oh,
have one
bloody hell.
last character that I was going to
Alright,
say they should
alright.
add to Multiverses. Now, this one's a bit of a stretch, but did you know that Warner Bros. Has a
Here we go.
television division? Warner Bros. Television Group. And did you know that they made or produced or were involved with The Big Bang Theory? So my idea was Sheldon fucking Cooper, baby.
Nice,
Oh,
dude.
no.
And he makes half the stage his spot, and if you go there, you die.
Oh, well, I was thinking he has his favorite chair, and that's like his downbeat in the air, and like he falls in it and it spikes you. He like
Oh,
sits
that's
in
good.
his spot in the chair and he falls on you.
Dude, I'm just picturing the voice lines like Assad's having. He's like, "You're in my spot," and it's like, boom, you're in my spot.
So speaking of the voice lines, you know how Velma in Multiverses can attack by saying like sass, jinkies, zoinks?
Yep.
Like those
Yep.
are her attacks. I was thinking that, but it's Sheldon Cooper like explaining the Big Bang or the multiverse or black holes.
Oh, yeah.
So he like
Yeah.
over explains it to you, and that's like a 40 hit combo. He just doesn't shut up.
Does he come with canned laughter?
Yeah, he should.
He
Every
should.
time he gets a stock, they're like, woo!
No, it's every time he deals damage, dude. In
It's
that
like-
show, it's every 2 seconds. It's just like the laugh track
God.
never ends when you're doing a combo.
He deals damage, and he's like, actually.
Yeah. Dude, forward tilt, the knock knock penny. He's just like knocking on you like.
That's good. I didn't think of that. But
penny.
yeah, what if you had a 40 hit combo and it's like instead of the words, it's just him explaining some really big long theory, but each hit does like 0.5%. So it's not broken, but by the end of the jab combo, you get really bored. Just
You just fall asleep. It sends you to sleep. The combo makes your character fall asleep. And you're like, oh no.
Guys, new tech Doppler effect cancelling. Like, he's having all this dumb stuff.
and so his forward normal would be being misogynistic to Penny.
Yep.
Check.
Does that happen? What happens in the show? What does he say?
he's
The whole
it's
show
not even
is like-
misogynistic. The whole show is just like, haha, boy equal nerd, girl equal bimbo. Like, the
Oh,
whole show.
okay.
But like some of the,
I see.
they definitely do a bit of slut shaming with Penny. Because
Well,
like
they just think her type is the hot idiot the whole time.
yeah,
right?
and
it's
then
like, isn't
just
she stupid for
all
this?
the jokes are based around like them being smart or Penny being dumb.
Being dumb. Oh, I see.
Yep.
I did used to watch it when I was a kid, but like when you're a kid, it's like you don't actually know what's happening. Like I swear the
you
laugh
don't
track
pick
is
up.
actually what hooks you in. Because I used to be like 11 years old watching like 2.5 Men. It's like, I don't know what the hell's going on, but there's a laugh track, and every now and then you pick up on a joke, you're like, am I
Guys, should
right?
we sing the 2.5
Absolutely.
Men theme right now?
Dude, it's gonna be Discord.
Oh
delay.
no.
Should we
It's
try?
so bad.
Maybe
I don't know
I'll
how it
sync up the
goes.
whole video off this. So
we're not going to be in sync with each other. I'm not taking this. I'm making a stand.
Isn't that the whole thing?
Peter, you could have fucking finished it. You're less than half a man. Fuck you.
It was not going to work in Discord. It was
We got the two men and the virgin not wanting to join in our theme.
Save it for the IRL podcast. It'll actually be good.
All right, that's how we're going to start the next podcast.
I'm
With
down.
this
I'm
2.5 men thing.
And if you didn't listen
been
this
put on
far in
record.
this podcast, you're going to be so confused.
I've been put on record saying that I think singing is something that everyone should be allowed to do without being judged. So next episode, I'm in.
Okay. Anyway, my last point for Sheldon was, he's like up smash or up air could be like him putting his finger up, being like, I'm actually, and his.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was about it.
That's
Oh,
good.
and obviously he charges up a move and he goes bazinga, and it's an instant KO.
Oh yeah, you could have a finger in there.
Kill
Yeah, I
move.
thought that was self-explanatory. If he ever bazingas you, you just fucking die.
You're dead. You
You're
lose
out.
all lives. Even if you have 3 lives left, they just all go.
Dude, for his side B, he gets Leonard to drive him somewhere because Sheldon can't drive, and he always gets people to drive him places.
Man, you actually know way more about the Big Bang Theory than me.
I don't know why it stuck with me. It's one of those things where you watched it on TV when you're a kid, and it kind of just like goes
A
into
few
your
parts
brain.
just yeah, right.
It's like,
like the
Jordan, there's
2.5
2.5
Should we
men.
sing the
Yeah.
Big
2.5
Bang
men
Theory
theme.
theme song, right?
Yeah,
I
I think
can't.
you're soloing
No.
this one, Zach. I heard. I heard
Actually,
you mention earlier.
all good. What have you
That's
been
a
up
bit of
to
a big
this
one,
week,
that one.
Peter? You just been playing Multiversus?
I've been back on Frisbee. Frisbee's back, so I'm kind of glad to be
Hey-o.
back playing Frisbee again. Team's actually looking pretty good, so that's exciting. Team is it's gonna be hype as hell. Basically, I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to it because my Frisbee club has always been like the underdog club. It was like a second club. There used to only be one major club, and then they started a second club to try and like compete. And this year we might actually be able to compete. We'll see.
Hey, nice. Dude, I was actually going to start like jiu-jitsu this week, but then I got COVID. So now I'll have to start next week.
I had the most epic
So-
volleyball game last night, and then I'm pretty sure it gave me this flu. But we won 3.
After the volleyball game.
Yeah, Jordan, it's when you and Holly didn't play. So,
Yeah, we didn't play because Holly and I had COVID.
But we only got one fill in. It was a semi-final, and we won 3v5. So we're pretty
It
fucking
was a semis?
sick. Yeah. Thanks for
Oh,
getting
so we're back
COVID
at it
during the
next week.
semi-finals. No, next week they got the finals.
Damn, you should just get Jack in again. He's nuts. Oh, that's sick though.
man.
Wait, are we in Division 2 now for volleyball?
Yeah.
Sorry, this is very specific, but like Zack and I started, and Holly and
we're
Maddie,
basically
we started
sick.
to.
We've been
Yeah, we
losing
started
all our
Division
Division
4
2
and now
games,
like,
though.
whoop, chuck them up.
So why do you want to learn jiu-jitsu? That seems
I just
very...
think
It's such a podcast thing to do. Is
Jiu-jitsu?
people tell you to do jujitsu in podcasts? I swear to God.
yeah, I've
it's
definitely
Oh, so
heard
we
it
got to
in
join
podcasts.
the...
It's all, I don't know why it's such a thing. Like everyone in podcasts and like YouTube videos are all like, jujitsu is the most functional one. Like it's so good. It's so good for your strength. I'm just like,
It just
oh,
sounds
you've been
fun.
jujitsu pilled.
No. It just sounds, for me, it sounds fun. I would want to do any like martial art, right? Because it just sounds, it's like Smash Bros in real life, yeah?
Yeah,
But
you're cringe.
I don't want to get punched in the head and have brain damage. And so jiu-jitsu is like the martial art you can do where you don't get brain damage. So that's why it sounds interesting to me.
So, your main purpose is to get fit or to fight people?
I guess it's like exercise, like sport, right? But it's like at the end of the day, what's the point of being good at a sport? It's like you could just have this bonus superpower on the side.
What's
if you
the point
get
of being good at
jiu-jitsu.
jiu-jitsu?
Well, you just never know, right? You could just kill someone if you wanted to.
Do you want to?
You might.
Jordan wants the
You
power
don't,
to
you
end
don't want to, but it's like if you're making a character, right, of yourself, and it's like they could just kill someone if they wanted to. Yeah, just give them that power. You might as well.
Nah, I'm going to take frisbee throwing ability over
No,
instant
what's the
death
point
power.
of that? Yeah,
Well, Peter did pretty well in the Frisbee video.
he did
I mean,
actually.
not well enough, apparently.
Yeah, you made me unwell. Fucking gave me COVID from that video. And
I was more talking about how we lost.
we shouldn't spoil the Underdogs video we just filmed, but Jordan did get COVID from another Underdogs video.
From the should we not say?
No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't spoil it, but it's very
It's really
exciting.
hype though. It's
Okay,
really
yeah.
hype.
Forget
So
about the
check
fact
out-
that once you see it, you'll know why Jordan got COVID.
Yes.
I actually
Definitely.
tested negative today, though, so just got a bit of a
You
flu.
fiend.
I'm going
The
away
Underdogs
tomorrow.
went into public.
Yeah,
It's pretty hype. Underdogs went into public for the first time. It is the first time we've recorded a video just with a bunch of random people around all the
Yeah.
time, right?
It
Yeah.
is.
Definitely. So
pretty-
that was
pretty
very
hype.
exciting, but yeah, did get COVID. Wait, you're off. Where are you off to next, Zach?
I'm going to Rottnest tomorrow.
Oh,
Which
do you
we've
reckon?
been-
Wait, could you like get a tax back on all your holidays? You reckon for like you just talk about them on the podcast?
That's the biggest stretch in terms of taxes.
Tax
And
write-off.
I've had some stretches with taxes. Like when I buy pink gumboots for You Lose Your Cosplay, I'm like, yeah, put that on the business card. Pretty much everything I possibly can. Even stuff that the fucking ATO's not going to watch this. Even stuff I don't use for videos, but it's like could be justified. Like anything tech related, I'll put on the business card. And how are they
that
going to
makes
know?
sense.
It's
No, that
true.
makes sense. They're going to know because they're going to watch this and you're going to go to jail.
Yeah.
But apart from
Oof.
that, how are they going to know?
No, but
True.
yeah, I actually do eventually use everything for business.
I do actually have a question, guys. I don't know. It's a bit late,
It's
so
the
maybe we could
public
wrap.
you want a question of the week?
question
Yeah, we
of
could
the
wrap
week.
it up with this, I guess.
Question of the week.
Wrap it up in a tight
I
little
was.
bow. Sorry.
Dude, recording remotely so
Oh,
grim, isn't it? You
yeah.
accidentally cut each other off
Yes.
so much. Like, I don't want to acknowledge it, but like, it's now the end. You've watched this far. It clearly hasn't bothered you that much, audience. Holy crap, it's hard to read the room when you're the only one in the room. Like, my lord.
That was the thing with the Cody video as well, with the interview, because at least I could see you guys, your faces. But with the Cody interview, we actually couldn't see Cody. So it's definitely a bit awkward with that. But I was wondering, how small does something have to be until you don't care about it anymore? There has to be a line, right?
Are you
From
talking about your
experience,
dick?
2 inches.
I'm just saying, okay, you get an ant, whatever,
Yep.
boom, it's dead. I've killed it. If it was like this big, and it's like, oh, it's an ant, I think I would feel a bit bad about killing it now.
Oh,
I think
you mean care
when
about
it
their
becomes
life?
the size, when it becomes the size where you have to like clean up the mess you make from killing it.
That's when it's like, you feel bad.
Nah, I don't clean up
Because
the...
like an ant, it's out of sight, out of mind. You know, you if you flatten an ant by accident, you never have to deal with the consequences, do you?
It's
But
true.
if you accidentally step on a rabbit's neck, then that would make you feel pretty bad, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's like in your house, you're just like, oh man, I gotta move this.
Oh,
shit.
now I gotta vacuum up this dead rabbit carcass.
That's pretty
Dude, did I have I ever showed you guys the photo of when a pigeon
Where's this
flew
going?
through a window in my house and died?
Wait, it's...
Like seriously,
talk.
I got home. So this is my
It flew
mum's
through.
old house. Yeah, so I get home and there's a huge hole in the window. Like it's like there's a
Oi!
hole and then like spark, like you know, jagged shatters
It
coming out on
broke
every
the
angle.
window.
I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, oh shit! Like
sent it.
someone's broken in. Like. And I was the first one getting home. Like there was nobody else home. I was like, oh my god! Like I got broken into. Like I opened the door super carefully. I'm like, oh shit! I don't know what to do. I like go in, glass through the front area.
Can I just
and
say,
then just
a
on the
great
floor-
moment to know jujitsu. Anyways, continue.
on the floor is just like shards of glass, and then a pigeon just dead. Like it must have just hit it like a bullet, smashed the window,
That is
killed
brutal.
itself. I was like, bro, what the fuck? And I did care because I had to go and like, you know, you don't want to pick up a dead pigeon. They've probably got diseases and shit, right? So I get the dustpan and brush and just like smack it in with the brush handle. Like it's way too big for dustpan and brush, but I don't know what else to do. And put it in.
Imagine if you could have
so
got that
brutal.
pigeon in a chokehold, though, Peter. Flipped it around onto the floor.
Dude, jiu-jitsu would be correct here because it was already on the ground and that's where it matters.
Yeah.
If it was still
We're not-
struggling a bit, you could have ended its misery, dude.
We're not in striking range anymore. This isn't like a boxing match. It's in the jiu-jitsu phase of the fight. So Jordan's on to
Oh
it.
This
my
is
God,
Jordan's
but it's
thought
like-
process. He was thinking, how small animals can I kill to sate my hunger for murder from jiu-jitsu?
Because
apparently
See, if
you
the
want to
pigeon-
kill people.
If the pigeon was smaller, would you just not care anymore?
Well, if it was like a mosquito and it flew into the window and died, I wouldn't be too concerned about it, would I?
Exactly
also wouldn't
right. So I
shatter the
feel like
window.
even if it was a giraffe that's the size of an ant, would you want to just kill it?
I wouldn't.
I don't want to kill anything.
Even ants?
No,
Jordan,
I
what's
don't
with
want
you and
to.
ants, my brother?
Well,
What's
I'm
with
just
you
saying it's a
killing?
good example, because if there's 10 ants on my face right now, I'd be like, ugh, and then kill them probably.
I would probably rather brush things off than kill them to most of the time.
No, but if there's like, ants, they get to places.
Yeah,
You're
I
not-
mean, if they're all in your house, you kind of have to, but I never want
Exactly.
to, you know what I mean? But like sometimes you kind of have to
So if
to
there were-
avoid
if
future
there-
ant killing.
If there were 10 small giraffes, would you still be just kill them?
They were eating my snacks, getting in through
Yeah,
the walls.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Probably.
a size thing. Well, it doesn't make
Yeah.
sense.
But you're saying
Also,
giraffe because that's what we associate with like a large animal that has
Exactly.
more thought, more value
from
than
a
an ant or
biology
something.
point of view, right? The small things, they have small brains, so they're not going to be sentient. You know what I mean?
Stupid ant.
So like, like a bacteria is very small. It doesn't have complex.
Do we
thought, you
know
don't
that
feel
though?
bad
Because
about
aren't
that.
mushrooms really smart or something?
They are absolutely not, Jordan.
Oh.
What do you mean?
I just have been seeing things about mushrooms
Dude, I think
lately
you've
that
been
they're
eating
actually
some
very
fucking wrong
smart.
mushrooms.
Yeah, dude. What are these mushrooms you've been having?
I think
I've been seeing things lately, dude. I think it was the mushrooms.
I swear they're smart, guys.
They're in my head, dude. They're so smart. They're telekinetic. I can't help it.
There's got to be something small that's smart, but we just don't know because it can't talk.
don't think
Podcast
so.
There has
updates.
to be.
It's
Jordan's on
just a
shrooms.
matter of brain size.
Oh man, but isn't a brain just lots of little smart things?
Yeah, but you need they're all the same. Like a neuron cell, right? A brain
Yeah.
cell is going to be the same size for a giraffe as it is for like a
Oh,
mouse.
I'm
Who
getting
do you
you.
think has more neurons?
It makes
you know
sense.
What I mean?
That makes
But
sense.
ants are
That makes
actually,
sense.
this is where the weird part is. Ants are pretty smart. They have like
Nah,
different
they're not.
classes.
Mushrooms
and
control
workers
them.
And that
They
I think,
do.
but the thing with ants, they're not consciously thinking of that. They've just evolved to have these instincts, so
Right.
they have very basic instructions. The instructions are very, very effective, which is why people think they're smart, but they're not really. You know what I mean?
Okay.
They're just very effective. They're not like, today I will be a worker, and then they're like, let's say bye to that wife and kids. They're more just like they touch another ant's pheromone. They're like, turn left, like you know what I mean? They're kind of like little
Okay.
They're
robots.
like programmed. I
Yeah,
see.
they are like programmed. I would say that would be pretty accurate. So I think it's a matter of brain size for you, Jordan.
Okay.
That's in answer to your question.
Have you guys seen the
That
movie
makes sense.
Spies in Disguise?
No.
No.
It's that one where a
Keeps
world
talking about
class
it. No, sorry.
a world class spy gets turned into a pigeon.
Oh wow.
There's
Wait. How do pigeons? Okay, this is a whole tangent. How did they get them to go somewhere and come back? That's insane. Is that the most accomplished thing humans have done?
You know what? I think you might be right on this one. I think you might be
It's
right.
kind of insane. How did
They
they,
have a
figure
really
that out?
sick sense of direction, which is pretty cool.
maybe
But
they
it's
just
just like
fed
the
them
most-
at both places, and then they were like, "Oh, if I keep going between these, I'll keep getting fed."
Yeah, I think that must be it, right? That's how you train pretty much any animal.
Oh,
surely.
and they just kept going further and further.
Well, if they,
they take one step backwards and then the pigeon goes back and forth.
but anyway, I was gonna say this
Yeah,
could have
go
been
on.
a spy breaking into Peter's house that then died.
Mission failed, I guess.
But yeah, in the movie, a character played by Will Smith's voice turns into a pigeon, and then he's like, now I'm a spy that's a pigeon, so I'm gonna sneak in places because I'm a pigeon."
That's so silly. Speaking of Will Smith, dude, I Am Legend for Multiversus.
I saw that. I thought of that as well.
Is
I
that-
saw
I
that.
didn't know that was done.
Yeah.
That dude, imagine, and then you have your dog that like can fight
Yeah.
people for you, and,
And then
you
you
have
can
like a
slap
gun.
people.
You can't attack
Yeah.
the dog
You
either.
slap people.
Keep my dog's name out your fucking mouth. He fucking smacks you. That's how long his
Fully
forward smash
charged.
takes to charge up. He has to say the whole sentence, and then if he smacks you, you go flying.
Yeah, if you ever hit that move one time, it goes trending on Twitter.
Oh god.
And then he could have like his wife cheering him on, or fucking another dude.
Oh, cold, man, cold.
Should we wrap it up there?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's about it.
All right. Will Smith for Multiversus. What do you mean? I don't need to be nice to Will Smith. He's been a bit of a dickhead lately.
I think it's time for final thoughts. I think it's time to wrap it up.
That was my final thought. Fuck Will Smith,
Alright.
but if he's in Multiversus, I'll play him.
I'll be main of that shit.
All right.
See you
Thanks
next
for
week,
watching,
gamers.
everyone.